if there was a prostitute, there was a friend, and then there was a random night hookup. In order, which would you prefer your partner to like sleep with?
We're going to preface this section by saying none of us are in open relationships right now.
I think physical sex is just physical sex. And now that I've experienced making love sex compared to physical sex, physical sex would not, or lust sex, I guess we would call it, would not affect my feelings.
But then how do you trust? And you brought up a great point, Yumi, and I was going to bring it up too, is that when in this whole idea of like, can you get over a cheating in the relationship? We need to take into account that not everybody believes in monogamy in the same way, right? And not everyone believes that having only one single sexual partner is as important. I think personally, I'm on one end of that spectrum, but like Yumi, I've also come to just open my mind up a bit more to different walks of life and the way that people treat it. But my question about that is that if it's just physical sex, that like say your partner, say you're in an open relationship and your partner is having just physical sex with someone else, right? How do you know? And how do you know that they're not making love? And how do you know that they're not slipping into that falling in love? And how do you know that they're not already in love and sharing emotional things? And maybe you need to be so secure in yourself that doesn't matter. But I'm never going to be that secure.
And sex is an intimate thing too, right? So it's
really intimate.
Like you're revealing yourselves to the other person in a way. And so, especially if you have that emotional connection already there, that's going to sting.
I think there has to be rules in place, right? If you were in this, I don't think I could do like
you have to watch.
No, if you were living in the same country and then you go out on Friday night and then not come home because you met somebody to go home with, that I think is a bit too much for me. But if you're like, I don't know, you're doing long distance, for example, and you're just like, wow, I just want to have a fun weekend with whatever, I think it's fine. So I would say the rules would be never with a friend. Never with a friend. Or
wait, a friend of your partners or a friend of your own?
A friend of your partners.
Yeah. So it also should not be one of your friends.
Well,
probably.
Yes, right.
Wait, what's wrong with that?
No.
Well, because you're already so close, right? And that
kind of a time. It's not a big deal.
It needs to be like the random person outside of the circle. No association.
Unknowns.
Okay. In this circumstance, yeah, that makes sense. That it would need to be somebody outside of the circle.
For example, would you prefer if your partner, maybe do it out of 1 to 3, if there was a prostitute, there was a friend, and then there was a random night hookup? In order, which would you prefer your partner to sleep with? Okay,
so we're gonna preface this whole section. I love where you're going with this, Yumi. We're going to preface this section by saying none of us are in open relationships right now. None of us want to be in open relationships right now. Nope. We're going to crack that lid off that can and say, if we were in open relationships right now, all three of us with individual others, what would we need those rules to be? How would we deal with it? So Yumi's asking, what's out of these three options, right? A friend, a stranger, or a prostitute, which is loaded. That is a hot fire coming in, hot take. You want us to rank them in preference?
My preference
for your partner.
I'm going to go with I want her to have sex with a random guy as opposed to a prostitute, because I feel like they could work for it a little bit. It being a friend of hers, I think, is an issue, because then I'm going to be like, oh, they're going to end up together.
Yeah, it's scary, right? I think I'm on the same page with Justin in terms of ranking that one. I think.
Random guy could be like an accident. It could be wasted.
But random
that I existed.
But we're dealing with an unknown here, right? When you put in the question mark card, a random guy could also turn out to be a stalker, a creeper, someone who a sexual predator. You don't know what. Having your girlfriend who is exercising her open relationship moment and just randomly meeting someone that you've never heard of, I would worry about her safety, maybe.
I hope she uses her best judgment.
You guys are such boys thinking about that. My thing is, what if they're really hot? What if they have 8-pack? What if they're a celebrity? What if they're your dream guy? What if they're one of your soulmates? You don't know. What if you just like...
Okay. Definitely not. Definitely don't be with that guy.
All that sucks too, Yumi. I mean, we were thinking about the most like basics, like hopefully she doesn't die tonight. But yeah, also don't want her to fall in love with someone else. Hence the reason I don't want to be in a relationship.
I think that's actually reflective of a massive difference between women and men. Men are just like tunnel vision, not really looking at the safety. Big picture.
Safety, big picture. I could lose her forever. Safety.
Didn't think about the celebrity component.
Yeah.
Mine
Didn't think about the
be,
soulmate thing. Didn't think about it.
Mine would definitely be one, prostitute. It's just a transaction. You're not going to see them again. You're not going to fall in love with again. Like, it's just a transaction of sex. So
it's also premeditated and like, I don't know. I feel it's
well,
weird.
if they want to have sex with somebody else, then fine. Have fun paying $500 or whatever it is.
Yeah. But also, that guy's probably pretty good at what he does. That's his bread and butter. That prostitute he gets paid to lay the pipe. So then all of a sudden, I might have my own insecurities about my performances.
Listen, Magic Mike is a fictional film. No one falls in love with Magic Mike.
Channing Tatum is real, and I know many women who have fallen in love with Channing Tatum. They haven't even needed to meet him. I damn near fell in love with Channing Tatum.
How would you feel if you met a girl and you really liked her and she was a prostitute or a stripper? What are your feelings on that?
Both have happened.
Really?
Both have happened? Go on.
I have okay. Whether this stays in I have met a girl who has been a stripper outside of the stripping situation. She said I'm a stripper. And I've met a girl who said that she was a prostitute outside of her working, and she told me about that. Yeah.
But did you date?
Did you ask if I? No, I didn't date them. Sorry, was that the question?
Yes.
Who
did you date them?
What if you vibed with them so well and you wanted to date them? Would you date them?
That's
if they were like kind of like getting out of the prostitution thing. Yeah, maybe. Depends. But then also,
I think a lot of it has to do with why they were doing it and how they handled themselves. I'm talking specifically about stripper, just to start with. I'm not quite comfortable yet commenting on whether I would date a prostitute or not. I haven't had enough time to think about that. For the stripper, though, I know guys who have fallen in love with a stripper or two from time to time. I think a lot of it depends on like how
there's a song about
themselves. There's a lot of songs about there are a lot of movies about this, dare I say. And I personally don't have anything against stripping, nor do I think that there's anything wrong morally about it. So that's not the issue. The issue for me wouldn't be like, I think that like, I don't approve. My issue would be the same kind of stuff we talked about earlier, like safety of her being in that environment, safety of me ever picking her up or dating someone who's in that environment. Right. But then also on the less evolved level, I don't know if I'm cool with the idea of men ogling my girl. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a really immature thing.
But then it goes back to, again, it's literally just a physical act with a transaction behind it.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, one of the other main issue for me would be, and again, this is just me and going back to just my own ego and self-esteem, like your career and how other people perceive it. People are going to find out. So like if you're kind of in the public eye, right? Like we kind of are, and our careers kind of are dictated to an extent by how the public views us. Like people go, hey, your girlfriend found these pictures. This could be a problem.
Side story about that kind of thing that Justin was talking about. One time, I'll go very quickly. One time I was hanging out with some friends, and there was a couple of new people there, a couple of new guys who were just kind of like new people. And we're all talking and chatting. This one guy was very, he was very gregarious. He was talkative and he was boisterous. And he started talking about his wife. And he started showing us pictures of his wife and telling us about their wedding and about his kids. And then he started telling us about his wife's porn videos and about how she is a porn star and now how he was a fan of hers first. And we're all just sitting there like, you don't tell us this. You're not supposed to say any of this to us. You're just supposed to you're not supposed to let people know about, okay. But he just was like So like that's a situation where like he had literally no hesitation about it. He was proud to tell us about it, and I found that to be so interesting. So every types of walk of life, you know,
like literally different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. Okay, question: you guys are all if you're in an open relationship, do you want to know or do you not want to know about the instances? Because some people don't want to know. So I would say some people would want to know. You would want to know.
100%.
Yeah, because you want to know again what kind of people are they hanging out with and associating with? Like how not careful are they being? Like have they literally gone and had sex with like 50 people in the past 4 days? Like that's an issue. I think if you're okay, even if you're okay in an open relationship, like how open? Like there's
like how big is that door?
How open are things becoming? Like,
yeah, is it like a turnstile or like a barn door?
Are we going for a record? Like what's
single file? Is it single file one at a time? Is it like as long as you have rules set up in place? And I think Yumi said that really early on, is that as long as you're on the exact same page about what the expectations are and you totally trust that person, have at it, you fun kids.
Hey, what's going on, guys? To let us out of these little boxes, please click the subscribe button right here. Otherwise, we'll literally never get out. Yeah.
Like and subscribe.